SIG 2-3, it is 10 February 2021, and I'm playing catch up again. Seems that I'm doing this, but that's fine. So this first one is, this is all going to be from Fort Observer Report, or Fort Observer rather. So this is a snapshot that they have. This is their snapshot of the Revolutionary Abolitionist Movement, or RAM. All right. The Revolutionary Abolitionist Movement was founded, this is from their literature. The Revolutionary Abolitionist Movement was founded in New York City in May of 2017 to counter the rise of far-right groups under the Trump administration. Organizers claim that the Civil War never truly concluded and that they're the newest front of a succession of abolitionists through American history. Primary influences include the ongoing Rojava Revolution in northern Syria, Nat Turner, a black slave and preacher who led a 4-day armed rebellion of slaves and freed men in Virginia in 1831, and Kuwasi Balagoon, a prominent Black Panther, criminal, escaped felon, and member of the violent underground group Black Liberation Army. They detail their list of grievances, visions, and overarching plans in their 2017 book, Burn Down the American Plantation, Call for a Revolutionary Abolitionist Movement. The book's title highlights their mission statement to burn down the American plantation. They view law enforcement and the judicial and carceral systems as a facade for the modern agricultural plantation system. The first phase of their plan is to achieve abolition is to establish a modern quote-unquote underground railroad to undermine the authority and legitimacy of these systems with a primary focus on prisons, as well as immigration and customs enforcement detention facilities. In a recent interview, RAM organizers announced they're now working to organize strikes and revolts within U.S. prisons. Their effort consists of flooding penitentiaries with propaganda to recruit revolutionaries, connect them to revolutionary groups on the outside via letter-writing programs, instigate violent prison riots, and ultimately lead to prison abolition. Their actions have grown considerably since 2017, when they were previously limited to protesting in solidarity with prisoner strikes. At their peak, they operated 7 active chapters across the country in New York City, Chicago, New Haven, Connecticut, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, San Bernardino, and San Francisco. Recent reports from other RAM chapters indicate that the Chicago, Illinois chapter has become inactive. This month, however, a new chapter reportedly formed in Miami, Florida. That would have been January. RAM displays a commitment to security culture and anonymity online. They do not operate social media accounts and blogs they do operate social media accounts and blogs, as well as submit articles for far-left websites. Names, however, are rarely mentioned. Photos are often scrubbed of personally identifying information, and members do not advertise membership or promote chapters online with personal accounts. Second, unlike some far-left groups, their accounts are quite frequently suspended, shut down, or banned from social media sites for violating terms of service. They often post propaganda inciting violence against law enforcement, liberation of prisoners, and acts of sabotage. Their total membership is unknown, but limited posts online indicated that most chapters are no more than a dozen primary members. These groups often provide support for other far-left campaigns for legal aid and bail funding, and provide recruitment and propaganda materials to prisoners. They frequently work with the anarchist Black Cross, Psychological Emancipation for Revolutionary Abolition, the Food Liberation Project, Youth Liberation Front, the base out of New York City, and Kuwasi Balagoon Liberation School. It's important to note that RAM is not focused on mass membership. At this stage, they're primarily focused on radicalizing prisoners, distributing propaganda, fomenting unrest, and building a broad far-left coalition for future militant actions. RAM's most significant development was the formation of an overt militant wing to defend people from the state and fascists, in quotations, in response to the Capitol riot on 6 January. According to RAM, the Revolutionary Abolitionist Front will provide security at disruptions, help build additional uprisings, conduct training, establish safe houses for leftists, and halt evictions. In addition, the group will conduct militant patrols of communities and surveil law enforcement, an activity referred to as Cop Watch, in quotations. RAM claims their armed militant wing will be modeled after the Black Panthers, conducting patrols to defend minority communities, blocking arrests, safeguarding safe houses, and harboring fugitives or illegal immigrants. In the next 5 years, they hope to have liberated enough prisoners through their Underground Railroad, in quotations, to build revolutionary forces, again in quotations. One component of this plan is their Liberation Fund that specifically focuses on posting bail for prisoners at the Rikers Island Correctional Facility for prisoners aged 25 and under. The RAF, or Revolutionary Abolitionist Front, is the catalyst for the second phase of their plan to establish autonomous zones, work to overthrow and abolish the state and government itself, and conduct military offensive actions against reactionary forces. They specifically cite neo-Nazis, white supremacists, 3% militias, and the Oath Keepers as future targets. Although they lack the large membership of armed leftist groups such as the Socialist Rifle Association, they stand out as one of the several groups that blatantly calls for offensive military action once community defense groups are sustainable. Their focus on youthful prisoners of fighting age also reinforces their intent on building a militant insurgency. That's a snapshot of the Revolutionary Abolitionist movement. All that information was brought to us by Fort Observer, which, of course, as usual, I highly recommend folks get a subscription to their service. Anyway, that's it. 623 out.